Okay, so we're back again looking at addition strategies, and this time we're going old school. Okay, this is an old school called the vertical algorithm. And yeah, we could even think about it as being called old school. Because this is the way that probably your parents have been taught. It's certainly the way I was taught. The word vertical, of course, meaning up and down. So what we do is we take our problems and we put them in a vertical stack. So let's say we had a problem, say we had a 24 plus 32. And again, it could be anything. It could be you've got $24, your friend has $32, you want to see how much you've got together. So first of all, you've got to put them in a vertical stack. 24, 32, you put the addition sign there and you put a line there, which is kind of like the equivalent of your equals sign. Now here's a really important thing you've got to remember. When you're doing these, you need to keep these things in columns. Okay, because this is where your knowledge of place value comes in. Remember, this is the ones column and this is the tens column, and it's really important that you keep them in line. If you get really scruffy with your setting out, you can get problems. Okay, so we're going to go down, we're going to work down the page like this. We're going to go 4 plus 2 is 6. And that's great. And so now we're going to go 2 plus 3 is 5, and that's our answer. So that's a really simple vertical algorithm, but they can get a little bit trickier. So I'll show one that's trickier. Okay, so we're going to go 28 plus 37 this time. So again, I'm going to put them in my vertical stack. 37, put my plus sign, and there's really my equals bar. 8 and 7 are 15. Now let's just take 15 over here for a second and look at what that number is. 15 is the same as 10 and 5. In other words, there's one lot of 10 and there's 5 ones. Okay? So what we're going to do is we're going to put down the 5 ones in the 5 column. And we've got one lot of 10, and I carry that and I put that above the 2 in the tens column. Right there. Computer's just having a think. So there's our 1 in the tens column there. And so now, what I'm going to do is I've got 3 plus 2 plus 1 is 6. So what we've used here when we put that there was a process that we called carrying. Okay? Now this strategy will work really, really well with big numbers. You can do it with quite large additions. So I'll show you one now with more numbers. So if I had 126 plus 238 plus 15, for argument's sake, I can stack them all up. So here I go. Here's 126. Here's 238, and here's 15. Okay, so really important I keep all of the ones together, all of the tens together in the same column, all of the hundreds. Here I go. Okay, so I've got 6 and 8. It's 14 and 5 is 19, so I put down the 9, and remember I have to carry my 110. So I've got 1 10 and 2 tens is 3 and another 3 is 6. I've got 7 tens. Well, there we go. So no carrying. 1 and 2 is 3. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I want to show you how this works with decimals. So what I'm going to do is just going to rub that out, give myself a little bit of space here. Okay, and let's say I've got some decimal numbers. So say I've got 2.2 plus 3.7. Okay, pretty easy one. 2.2, 3.7, add them together. 0.7 and 0.2 is 9. Don't forget to put that decimal point in. And 2 and 3 is 5. So that's a real easy one. Okay. Or what about a slightly harder one? Okay. 2.34 plus 3.8. Now here's a trick. 2.34. Okay. 3.8. I have got to keep all of my ones in the same column and all of my tenths in the same column, and notice over here that's the only one that's in the hundredths. Okay, so I'm going to add that. The 4 just comes straight down. The 3 and 8, that's 11 tenths or 1.1, so I'm going to carry. That's now there. And I mustn't forget to put my decimal point in. 1 and 2 is 3, and another 3 is 6. And it gives me a 6.14. And if you want to know the decimals, if you've got it pretty close, here's a trick. You do an estimation. 3.8 is really close to 4, and 2.34 is pretty close to 2. 2 plus 4 equals 6, so your answer should be around the 6 mark. If you had an answer of, say, 61.4, well, you know you're going to be massively wrong. Okay, so there you have it. Old school vertical algorithms, pretty straightforward. Just remember, keep your workings neat and tidy.